Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Thursday, July 28th slate of MLB action. I'm super excited to dive into it. These last couple days have been really bad, and so I'm going to be tweaking some things around, but I did find some plays that I do really like. But before we did go ahead and dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say that we are still on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me, way more than you guys will ever know. So, without any further ado, we'll go ahead and do a quick recap as of yesterday. We did end up having another 1 and 2 day. That makes 3 straight 1 and 2 days. We have really struggled here recently. I do think that we can turn it around, so hopefully we can do that today. Yesterday was a really weird day in the MLB. Not very many people were profitable on those days. It's been very tough. But I do think that I did find some really good value here, and I did find some plays that I really like. So let's go ahead and do a quick recap. We did have the Padres first 5 money line here versus Detroit at minus 129 odds. That one ended up working out for us. Like I said, Yu Darvish, anytime he is on the mound, bet that first 5. It's really profitable. So that one ended up working out for us. Then we did have the Twins and the Brewers no-run first inning. I think both these teams had 3 runs apiece, and it did not end up working out for us. Not even like a touch. I think both teams had 3 runs in the first inning, I believe. Either way, it was a super high-scoring game through the first couple innings. Then we did have the Giants money line versus Arizona. Apparently, Arizona just absolutely owns the Giants, and there's just no other way around it. So we ended up going 1 and 2 once again. I think that now, since it is starting to be the second half of the season, I think that we are going to see a lot of teams start to turn things around. And basically, what I mean is, it reminds me a lot of the NBA season, right? So at the beginning of the NBA season, one team that you really wanted to bet, especially like money lines and stuff, was the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls were really good in the first half of the season. They were, tremendous. Then the second half of the season, they were really bad, and the team to hammer was the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics, same thing. Really bad in the first half of the season, and then were absolutely unstoppable in the second half. So I think there's going to be a couple more of those. So we're going to try to find those here, like, coming soon. Obviously, I don't know yet because there hasn't been too many games in the second half of the season, but I did end up finding a couple plays that I do like. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. Our first play of the day, I know this one's going to be a shocker, but we're going to be taking the Royals in the run line in the first 5 here versus the Yankees at plus 110 odds. Now, the reason that I do like this is because Kansas City, even though they haven't necessarily been a tremendous team, they have been really good in the first 5. They are 47 and 50 to the run line in the first 5 games. In New York, they haven't necessarily been great to the run line in the first 5. They are just 50 and 47. So both these teams are very similar when it does come to that run line in the first 5. New York Yankees, they are 24 and 24 to the run line at home in the first 5. Nothing too crazy, and 5 and 5 in their last 10. They're literally even. They're right at 500. It's kind of a coin flip. Kansas City, though, they are 24 and 22 to the run line and on the road, so they are actually a profitable team to the run line on the road this year, and I think that we can get another one here. They have also been 7 and 3 over their last 10 games to the run line. They've been really good, and recently they've been, a lot better than what they have been. So they're 7 and 3. That's 70% hit rate in their last 10 games. Hopefully we can see that once again. And if you take a look at it, in Kansas City, in their last 5 games, they have held the Angels scoreless through 4 in the first 4 innings. Then, unfortunately, they did end up giving 2 runs, but held them scoreless through that. Then they did end up losing to the Angels in the first 5 by 2 runs. Once again, nothing too crazy, but they didn't end up scoring. So their offense definitely wasn't there for them in that game. And then they have covered in 3 straight before that. So they are 3 and 2 to the first 5 in their last 5 games. And it was by really close margins, the ones that they did end up losing. So I really do like this play. I think that Kansas City has been streaking here recently. Also, Brady Singer is going to be on the mound here for Kansas City. He has a 3.82 ERA with a 3.09 ERA in his last 5 games. So he has been trending in that right direction. And if you take a look at his last 5 games that he has started, he has covered the first 5 run line in 4 straight games. The only one that he didn't in his last 5, he lost by 1. So he has kept these games really, really close, and I think that he can do that for us once again. On the flip side of the mound for the Yankees, we do have Jameson Taillon. He has been pretty solid. He has a 3.93 ERA over the course of the season, but he has been really rough here recently. He has a 6.38 ERA over the course of the last 5 games, so he has really struggled here recently. So hopefully he can do that against a Kansas City team. Also, Kansas City is a little bit better on the road when it comes to scoring-wise. They do average 0.6 more runs per game on the road, so they are a little bit better on the road. And in the last 3 games, the Kansas City Royals, they do actually allow the 8th fewest runs per game. So their defense has really stepped up in the last 3 games as well. In New York, they are 11th in their last 3 games. So it's not like Yankees have been a bad defense, but they are, over the course of the season, 2nd. So to drop all the way down to 11th, they are starting to trend in the wrong direction as well. So I really do like this play. Hopefully it ends up working out for us. It's sly, it's sneaky, but I do like it. So that's going to be our first play of the day. Kansas City Royals plus a half run line here in the first 5 versus the Yankees at plus 110 odds. Now for our second, I also, really quick, I did just want to go ahead and say also that I don't mind the full game, but the Royals definitely don't have a good bullpen ERA, and it did make me a little bit nervous. So that was the last little tidbit that I wanted to add in there. But second play of the day, we're going to be taking the Phillies and the Pirates, no-run first inning at minus 125 odds. Now, if you take a look at it, the Phillies, they are 23rd when it comes to first inning scored percentage. So basically, what's their percentage that they actually score in the first inning? They are 23rd when it comes to that, and Pittsburgh is 28th. So both these teams are in that bottom 10 when it comes to first innings scored. Philadelphia, that percentage that they score drops to 17% on the road. Philadelphia, they barely ever score in the first inning on the road, so hopefully we can see some more of that. Pittsburgh, they are 28th when it comes to runs per game. They're definitely not a great offense. Now, I know the Phillies, they have been a good offense, but Philadelphia is a really good defense as well. They have the 10th fewest runs allowed over the course of the season. So I don't think that we have to worry about Pittsburgh whatsoever. And Phillies, they are not very good at scoring in the first inning on the road. So hopefully it does end up working out for us. Zach Wheeler is going to be on the mound here for Philadelphia with a 2.78 ERA over the course of the season and a 2.81 in his last 5. And Zach Thompson, so it's going to be a battle of the Zacks. But Zach Thompson is going to be on the mound for Pittsburgh. He does have a 4.64 ERA, but he has hit 4 straight nerfies. So hopefully it does end up working out for us. That's going to be our second play of the day. Phillies and the Pirates, no run first inning at minus 125 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, we're going to be taking another one that might be a little confusing, but we're going to ride with it. Tigers and the Blue Jays over 8.5 runs at minus 120 odds. Now obviously Toronto, they are the best team in the entire MLB to the over with a record of 53, 44, and 1 to the over the course of the season. And they are 29 and 22 to the over at home, which is also the best home over percentage in the entire MLB. So Toronto has been really good at scoring runs here recently, and I don't really expect that to change anytime soon. Detroit, they are technically third worst to the over in the entire MLB with a over record of 17, 28, and 2. They have been really, really bad. There's no doubt about it. But they have started to trend in the right direction here recently. If you take a look at their earned run or their runs just in general over the course of the last 5 or 6 games, they have scored 4 runs, 4 runs, 12 runs, 1 run, 4 run, and 7 runs. So, not like the Tigers are a great offense, but they have been pretty good here recently. So hopefully we can see some more of that from this Detroit offense. And the Blue Jays, we know that they've been really good on offense. They almost scored 30 the other night, but they have scored in their last 5. They've scored 1 run, 10 runs, 8 runs, 4 runs, and 28 runs. So they've been really good offensively. So hopefully we can see some more of that once again. And Tyler Alexander is going to be on the mound here for Detroit. Not necessarily a pitcher that you want to put all your money, on, but he does have a 4.05 ERA over the course of the season, 5.06 ERA on the road, and he has been really good in his last 5. If you take a look, he only has a 1.64 ERA in his last 5. But if you look really close at that, in those last 5 games, he's only had 11 innings pitched. So he's literally pitched like 1 or 2 innings in each of these games, and then he's gotten pulled for it. So I do think it's going to be a lot of bullpen, and the Tigers don't necessarily have a bad bullpen, but I do think it's a hittable one for sure, especially with such a hot offense in Toronto. And Kikuchi is going to be on the mound here for Toronto. He does have a 5.12 ERA over the course of the season, a 6.87 in his last 5. And if you look at his earned runs in his last 5 games, he's had 5, 1, 5, 9, and 6. And they haven't been necessarily against great offenses either. So I really do like this play as well. That's going to be our third and final play of the day. Tigers and Blue Jays over 8.5 runs at -120 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so make sure that you guys are subbed. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Sander signing out. Peace.